Well, let's get the latest on the case now. I'm joined from Corona by Police Lieutenant Eddie Garcia. And as to why eyewitnesses didn't try to stop it, I'm joined from New York by ethicist Bruce Weinstein. Appreciate both of you joining us. Lieutenant, let me start off with you. What's the latest on the case? Any new leads?
At this point, we have no leads at all. We're waiting to see from some assistance from some other groups on enhancing the tape to see if we get a license number. But basically, we've just gotten a few phone calls from the community trying to give us some information with the vehicle description that we've given out.
Do you know who this woman is at all?
No, sir. We have no concept of who she is, nor do we know who the suspect is. The only basis that of information that we have is by the video, and also that the vehicle has a tire, the spare tire in the right front passenger side. That's the only information we have gathered.
We enhanced the surveillance video, and clearly as soon as the woman first sees the car, she starts to run. Do you think she recognized her kidnappers or her apparent kidnappers?
That's what we believe, the possibility that she did know them, because if you look at the video, she looks to her left and looks over her shoulder as though she's looking for the vehicle as it approaches and then begins to run.
Bruce Weinstein, you know, what's particularly disturbing about this case, people saw the woman running, they heard her screaming apparently, and yet it seems they didn't do anything. Does that surprise you?
It is outrageous for anyone to be in a position to help someone else and to do nothing. I mean, we know from the Kitty Genevieve's case 50-odd years ago that a lot of people who observed someone who was being stabbed to death did nothing, and we would like to think we've advanced a little bit since then, but what this case shows is that so many of us are still so wrapped up in our own problems and our own thoughts that we simply can't get outside of ourselves and help another human being. From a moral point of view, it is just simply outrageous.
Well, you know, I mean, I've heard some people call it the bystander effect, Bruce, that they think somebody else is going to take care of it. Is that valid, do you think, or is just I mean, do you think that's a valid explanation?
Well, it might explain the behavior, but it certainly doesn't justify it. This is not one of those moral issues where there can be a legitimate debate. On one side, people saying, yes, I had a good reason not to do anything, and other people saying, you should have done something. There is just no justification for doing nothing. Now, if there was a perceived threat to the onlookers, they could have at least called someone on their cell phone, called the police, called 911, but they did nothing. And in fact, as you mentioned in the bump to this, they still haven't done anything. And I hope that what this show will do will encourage someone to come forward and tell police what they saw, because you know, the assailants are still at large, and it's wrong. It is just simply outrageous.
We'll continue to follow the case. Lieutenant Eddie Garcia, appreciate you joining us. I know it's a busy night for you, and Bruce Weinstein in New York. Thanks for joining us as well.